So, welcome to the Climate Conversation Show. We're featuring the Star Center Theater Youth and the Living Mirror Playback Theater. Hello, it's me. I'm the sage and Grandma Sue Blythe, and I have a story to tell my grandchildren and all grandchildren.
Way back in 2015, all 193 countries of the United Nations agreed unanimously to work together towards 17 global goals for 2030. Those critical years leading up to 2030 would determine the future of life on Earth for many generations to come.
Those 17 global goals show people solutions that are making a difference around the world.
That sounds like a wonderful world game.
People in each community would decide what needed to be done locally.
Yeah, and people who take action for one of the goals would earn points for the Earth.
So, we're playing the Global Goals Treasure Hunt, and we are finding people in Alachua County, Florida, that are living Global Goal 13, Climate Action. And we have gone 200 years into the past to tell Alachua County's bicentennial climate story.
Welcome to Alachua County, Florida. I'm Willow. They call me a dreamer. I like to imagine the best possible way of looking at things.
I'm Leaf, and I'm a realist. I have to see it to believe it. We are telling a true story based on our country's 200-year history. A lot has changed since 1824.
Back then, people were beginning to change the environment by cutting down trees to make room for farms and towns.
Then they started burning coal for trains, then oil and gas for cars and trucks and planes. Today, we understand that by burning fossil fuels and destroying the Earth's forests, humans have upset the balance of nature.
Attention, attention. It's code red for humanity. The planet is getting way too warm. The tree of life is in danger, and many species are going extinct. We must escape this climate calamity.
We need a blueprint for a better future. We just happen to have one. In 2015, the United Nations adopted 17 Sustainable Development Goals.
We need to win the global goals by 2030 if we're going to escape this climate calamity.
2030? That's when I will graduate from high school.
People all over the world are helping to make a better future. We want to collect stories about how they are doing that.
We're looking for climate collaborators who will help young people like us build a world that works for all. That's 100% of humanity and the community of life on Earth, our home. We also want stories and songs and books and movies and a lot more stuff that will help kids like me and Rebecca understand what the blueprint is all about.
Where and when are we?
This is Hawthorne, Florida. In September 2024, people from Hawthorne and other cities in Alachua County have come to the New Generation Church to talk about sustainability and resilience.
There's so much to learn here about climate change and climate solutions.
Willow and Leaf, please do your best to remove this awful mess called climate change.
What they really need is a clean energy caravan with electric cars and buses and people-powered transportation. No more carbon pollution, no more fossil fuels.
We're on a planet that has a problem. Got to solve it, get involved. Now, we need to build a better future. And we need to start right now.
So, our climate caravan is now going in our imaginations to different activities in Alachua County.
Attention! Attention! Can I have your attention, please?
It's urgent!
Urgent!
It's urgent!
This is an urgent message
From your children!
I feel really scared.
The environment is kind of just getting torn apart.
There's pollution, global warming, and people are just not caring about it.
Nature is getting destroyed. I mean, there's a bunch of logging,
There's water pollution, there's air pollution.
I'm really concerned about fracking because I don't have. And some people are throwing garbage in the ocean that makes the ocean polluted. So animals are also getting sick and can die out there. If animals are getting extinct, one day we're gonna get extinct if you don't stop.
This makes me feel mad.
It makes me feel upset. I think it's terrible.
I feel ashamed because so far very few people are doing something about it. We'll be sad because we don't have anywhere else to live.
I'm worried that this generation will be ruined and there will be nothing left for the next generation.
If this keeps going, well, the whole world is really gonna collapse.
Just give me a minute, please.
If we don't stop this, it will lead to a global disaster or even the destruction of Earth.
If we destroy all of this, then we'll have no other planet to live on. People act like it's nothing and it won't affect them, but soon it will.
Sometime in the future, I may be dead, I may not. It's going to affect us all in some horrible way. And so if we do something now, then maybe we can stop that from happening.
I would want to do something about it, though the people who really have that power don't really care.
It's not like there's an unstoppable force doing this to us. We can choose not to, do this to the planet and the environment.
I want to live in a world where children could look out the window and not see a sea of sadness, but somewhere where things thrive.
We're probably gonna have to, evolve.
And we are going to start our climate conversation.
Well, welcome. I'm real happy to be here. My fellow actors from Living Mirror are here. So how it works is very simple. We ask one of you, a person in the audience, to come on the screen with me and just share an experience from your life with us. So what was a situation, a time, an experience that you had where you felt really connected to nature, to the environment?
Well, I was 7 years old, and somehow I was, I believe, sitting on top of the barn. And as I watched, I suddenly felt like I was moving backward and that I could see the curve of the earth. And,
oh, wow.
As I watched this, it came to me that everything was connected, that everything was part of this wonderful wholeness that was the whole universe. Yes,
well,
they all told me I had a really great imagination.
And were they right?
I was so excited, and I thought everybody would be interested in this, and they all just patted me on the head and said, "That's nice, honey." And
oh, wow. Okay, so they did really appreciate the power of the moment.
I had this like mystical experience, and saw that the whole world was one, and they were just dismissed it. Yeah, meh,
They're kind of dismissive, so that had to be a little disappointing.
It was perplexing, yeah.
Yeah, perplexing mostly. So as you grew up, how does environmentalism and keeping our planet safe, how does that come into play with how you perceive the world after that?
Well, I think it really impressed upon me the idea that, as you have said, we are all one. We have a common destiny. We are in this together. We need to work together. And I'm very interested in the idea of community and of people coming together and helping each other. And that's what impressed me about the experience, really, was seeing that we and nature were all one and all integrated into the same experience.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for your story. If you would like to give a name to your story, what would you call it?
Awakening.
Awakening. I love that side. So thank you for sharing your story. If you will turn off your video now, and I'll ask the other.
Wow. It's so beautiful up here watching the sunset. And I can see the mountains. I can see the mountains in the distance. And the sunset, the mountains. And what am I seeing here? Oh my. Oh my. We're all one. Oh my goodness. I need to go and tell everybody. I need to tell everybody about this.
What did you see? Tell us more. Please.
Whole Earth and every living thing on it. And it's all one. We are all one.
Hey, you over there. Yeah. You. We're connected. That's all of us. We're connected as people. Oh, you over there too. Yeah, we're connected with you. I'm connected with you and you. And, oh, yeah, you guys up here too. We're all connected. If we're going to make a change, we have to do this together. We can do it together.
Yes.
We're connected.
Yes.
And there she is.
Yes.
And how was that? Were we able to capture your feelings in that? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mallory. That was a beautiful story. So you can see how this works. We rely on you as the audience to supply us a story, and then we'll play it back for you.
I can share.
Oh, please do. Okay. So everyone else, if you'd like to turn your... There we go. And Kim, thank you, Kim. And what story would you like to share with us?
It was the mid-1980s. I was on a mule. I was on a ridge. I was in the middle of the Grand Canyon.
Oh, wow.
And there was a steep drop off on either side. It was so steep that I had a very deep awakening of my presence as a speck in the whole world. And it had to be one of the deepest experiences of my life.
And how old were you at the time?
I was in my 30s.
Okay. All right. So you were in the Grand Canyon on the back of a mule. Was that scary for you to be on the back of an animal like a mule, or were you comfortable with that?
I was comfortable with that. I was uncomfortable with being on a ridge with a drop off on either side because I was sure that I was going to plummet into it. Somehow I was going to come off the mule, but that never happened. There was never any danger of that, but that was my concern. And I've never lost the sense of that experience in the Grand Canyon.
Wow. So when you felt that experience, remind me again how exactly you felt at that moment.
Like a speck, like an infinitesimal speck with the world all around me, the earth, the sky arcing above me, and the earth below me. And it was amazing. And I'm forever grateful that I had that experience.
Wow.
It was a once in a lifetime kind of thing.
Absolutely. So if you were to give your story a title, what would you call it?
Grandeur.
Grandeur. That's a great name. All right, so if you turn your video off, and I'll invite the actors to come back on screen, and we will do Kim's story of grandeur.
Okay, here we go. Down into the canyon. Oh, well, feel pretty comfortable here. Yeah, this is fine. But, whoa, whoa. I'm looking down. That's a long, long way down. Yeah, I'm looking over on this side. It's the same thing. This place, I never realized it was so big. It's huge. And I don't know how I feel here. I just feel like I'm getting smaller. I'm getting tiny. It's like I'm nothing and everything at the same time. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh. Oh. Oh, but it's so wonderful. So beautiful. The sky. The heavens. It's all one.
Kim, okay, can I help you off that mule? Yeah, okay. So I hope you enjoyed your experience here in Grand Canyon. I enjoyed being your tour guide, and something about you. It's your face. You look somehow different, like something has dawned on you and come over you, and you look happy and kind of amazed. And I didn't do anything wrong, did I? Was your tour guide? Oh no, it wasn't me. Right. Okay, good. Okay, I get it. The world is so big. It's so big, and we can be so small. We got to take care of each other, though, don't we? Because we're all connected. And how was that, Kim? Did that capture your feelings?
Yeah, pretty well, actually.
Okay.
It was just awesome.
I'd like to share a moment, a special moment of connection with nature, with Ed. Hi, Joanne. Welcome. And go ahead and let's hear your story.
Like Mallory, I think I was probably about 7 years old. Must have been an impressionable time in our childhood development. We were out for a Sunday drive. My dad, my mom, my brother, and I, younger brother. My dad had a physical disability and used crutches from the age of 12.
Oh, wow.
So with my brother and I never knew him as anyone other than someone who used crutches. He couldn't run, he couldn't play baseball. It didn't deter him very much. But in a car, the man was free. And he loved to take us on Sunday drives in the afternoon and out into the country. And I swear he knew every stream, every field, every farm in the area. And he would almost always stop by a creek. And this is in northern New York State. So, it was farm country, a lot of trees, a lot of nature. And he would pull up right by the bridge, not blocking traffic, but maybe a little bit off the road. And he'd say, roll down the windows. And he'd say, listen. And so we would listen for the sounds. And he would comment with wonder about some aspect of that sitting together in silence, listening. And inevitably, it would be the frogs that responded. And you could hear on one side of the creek the rabbit, 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 and you could hear almost an answering conversation on the other side. So it was rabbit, 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 and he would marvel over nature and the fact that these small creatures were communicating. And my brother and I both attribute our love of the outdoors and our love of nature to those special moments with family in silence, listening for the sounds of nature.
That's beautiful. How often do we in our hectic society now sit down quietly together and just listen? That's an amazing story. Can I ask what your brother's name was?
Tom.
Your brother's name was Tom.
Yes.
And your father's name?
Willett.
Okay, Willett. Your brother Tom. Your father's name was Willett. And together you shared these magical moments together. That's terrific. Actors, we're going to see this as short facets. Now, Joanne, if you were to give your story a title, what would you call it?
Wonder.
Wonder. I like that. Let's watch.
Listen.
Oh.
Listen.
Oh.
Listen. Listen.
Oh, look at that. Look at that one. Look at it. Oh.
Ribbit. Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit.
Ribbit. Ribbit. Ribbit. Ribbit.
Joanne. You know, Dad is amazing. Who would have thought we would just sit quietly there and listen? I would never thought that, but Dad, the places he took it. Remember that creek where we stopped? And you could hear the frogs from one side, listening from one to the other. Do you remember that? It was just amazing. I'll never forget it. I just won't forget it.
Wonder. Wonder. The sounds. The breeze, the sights. Wonder.
Oh, I wish I knew it all. Wish. Wish.
That was my dad. He shone a light on the world. He shone a light.
Look at that. They're just sitting there in the car, so quiet. They're really appreciating and listening. Amazing. Humans doing that.
Thank you, actors. Joanne, would you come back on your video, please? And thank you for sharing your story. And were we able to capture your feelings on that?
Yeah, you certainly were. Certainly were. Yeah, I was reliving it in full Technicolor. Thanks to you.
Thank you. Well, thank you for sharing your story. Who'd like to share a story yet? Ah, there we go. We've got someone. Hi. Hi, Terry. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I wasn't really sure of like the story, but I think for me, it'd have to be like the ocean. So when I was younger, like 8 years old, I would love to be in the water, and I still do. And we would go to the beach, and I would be in there for like 4 hours and just swim everywhere all the time and love playing around and the breeze, the salty air. And my dad would be like, "We gotta go, it's time to go now." And I didn't want to leave. I was like, "No, let's let me stay in here forever." And so later on, I had to do a project for class, and I chose to do it on recycling and plastic in terms of pollution in my freshman year of high school. And I watched this documentary and I learned a lot about A Plastic Ocean, it was called, on Netflix. And I learned a lot about how much plastic is being polluted into the water. And for me, it's like very connected to how you realize the earth is getting worse and worse in terms of pollution. And it's very saddening because later on you won't be able to swim in the water, or people won't be able to if we don't do anything about it. And so that just got me it was one of the things that got me very like motivated and impacted and to like do something about the environment.
Excellent. And I have to say, it's wonderful to hear a young person like yourself showing that level of concern, because you're our hope. The youth are our hope. So thank you for understanding that and wanting to do something about it. So Terry, if you were to give your story a name, what would you call it?
Let me just do something really simple. The deep blue.
The Deep Blue. That's an inspired name. That's great. Thank you. All right, Terry. So if you turn off your video, and I'll ask the actors to come on the screen, and let's see Terry's story of the Deep Blue.
Can we stay in for just 15 more minutes? I need 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Come on, Dad.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
Just 15.
Okay, 14.
I'm the ocean. Here's the waves coming in. I love my waves. Everything else is just kind of calm, but my waves really kind of show my expression. So, what is it with this kid? I mean, she's been in here for hours. I mean, I've been here for millions of years, and this still seems like kind of a long time to me. She must really love me. She must really love me. Maybe she'll be one of the ones that does something to make sure that I'm still around when her grandchildren come to me and spend hours.
Tell me what we should do, see? Please. Tell us.
You know what we need to do? There is way too much plastic in the ocean. We got to do something about it. Okay, I see you, Terry. You're standing right there. There's going to be a class project that you can do on this, and you can get the word out. All right? Too much plastic in me. I'm the ocean, and I'm feeling it, and there's all this plastic, and it's killing me. The life that's in me is so beautiful. So please, Terry, will you do that report and let people know, okay? Can you do that? Terry, will you please do that?
You know, Terry, it's amazing, but I think people listen more to people your age. They really want to hear from you. We want to help you. Please let us know. Please.
Deep blue, we need you. Deep blue, we need you. Deep blue.
Terry, when I think about you, you're the daughter of my heart. And I know I was so hard on you when you wanted to leave and stay, and I wanted to leave. But I got to tell you, I'm so proud of you because you care and you let people know.
I'm looking. I see all that pollution. The plastic is everywhere. But wait, what's that? Little Terry? Look at her. She's got all the friends out there helping to clean it up.
Thank you, actors. And Terry, would you come back on screen for us? Thank you for sharing your story. And how was it watching that for you?
Oh, it was so wonderful. I actually got pretty teary-eyed, and it was pretty funny too.
Oh, wow.
That was very, very cool and very unique. I didn't expect you guys to be the ocean. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, I think that pretty much gets us to the end of the playback portion of the show. I want to thank everyone who shared with us this afternoon. The stories were beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Sue, for inviting us to do it. And I might mention that if you're ever in Tampa, we do a show at WMNF once a month. Please come and see us do it live because it gives you even more of an immediacy and connection when you get to see us live. But we're delighted to do this for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, players, actors. It's just been wonderful. Thank you for letting me play with you. And I wanted
You did great. You're hired.
I did train with a troupe here in Gainesville, I don't know, 8 years ago or so. And it was so sad when the lady left, and it just... So it's really a delight to come back into that with you guys. And we're offering this as something that we can continue. I know, Terry Ann, you're in the theater department at the university, and you may have some friends who would like to take this on. And we will have a video to show them if they're interested. Anyway, we'll have the possibility of doing a training if there's enough interest. I wanted to just open it up for a minute before we leave, if there are any comments that people would like to make about what you've experienced and where you see us going from here. Valerie.
This is just another example of how significant the arts are in terms of using all different kinds of art, theater, and also music and visual arts and so on, to tell the story, because this is how ideas can be communicated to everybody. Like, people get art. And so this is just a really, really excellent demonstration of the power of art to communicate ideas and to make change. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
And could I say something?
Sure, of course.
What really got to me was the children talking. I mean, I hear people talk. I'm going to start crying. I hear adults talking about it, but I can also see that it has such an impact on them, what's happening in our world, and probably worried about what was going to happen in the future. I mean, it really hit me deep today. So please thank them.
Thank you, Stacey.
I think that this playback idea really helps you feel heard. So often we tell our stories and it's just kind of blows away in the wind because we're on to something else and something else and another news blip and another crisis. And this playback idea is very touching, to feel heard.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the goal is for people to be heard. And especially for groups of people who commonly are not. So the social justice aspect of it and everything is powerful.
I mentioned the film project that the county has going, where they went out and interviewed 12 people that are not normally included in all the discussions at the county level. And I feel like this playback can have a really profound effect on the climate conversation as we go forward.
And once again, thanks for everyone for sharing their stories and allowing us to play them back for you. It was lovely.
Thank you all for being here. It was lovely.
It was lovely being on the listening end. And those of you who said that the in-person is even more powerful, well, it must be amazing, because this face-to-face was already amazing. So
wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.